Hey, it's Alexi, and in this video we'll be taking a look at two of the new sequencer modes in the Oxi One MkII Nigrán 2.0 firmware. So as you may know, we got three new sequencer modes. We have Domino, Saga and MIDI player. So I will be showing you the basics of using Domino and Saga in this video. So we'll just start with Domino. Now in the sequencer settings, you have choose your mode. You get Domino, Saga and MIDI player here. Choose Domino. And in the third page of the settings, we basically have the one setting that is different from a lot of the other modes. So we get voice. It's polyphonic or monophonic. So we'll stick to polyphonic. This means that you can have 4-note chords for each note step. Mono is of course monophonic, so only one note per step. Both Domino and Saga have this keyboard on the bottom here. So we get a keyboard, and it's according to the scale you've selected, like this. And we have octave buttons, octave up and octave down. And we get velocity. So these 6 pads here are velocity. We'll stick with this. So the keyboard is the same for both Domino and Saga. Now Domino basically separates notes, which are these 32 steps here, from triggers, which are these 64 steps here. So we get independent triggers and independent notes. Now when we start to add notes here, we'll just hold a pad here and play a note on the keyboard. Like this. And then we press play and nothing happens because we do not have any triggers. So we can just add triggers here. Add 8 triggers, and what we get is this. So exactly the same as if you would put 8 notes in like a monophonic sequencer. Okay, so what happens when we remove a note from here? Press play. Now this step is still triggered. The trigger sequence will always advance the note sequence. But now we have silence here. So you can add rests using this. So if you never want to have a note in between these, you can just leave that blank. So what happens if we remove triggers? When we have a blank on the trigger sequence, basically nothing will happen when this is played. So it won't advance the note sequence. Now to add chords, we can just simply hold a step here. You can see the note that you have set for that step, and then we can simply add more notes here. So like this, and we'll add another one here. Just go like this and listen. So it's 4 notes per each step. And we can go into the step settings here, and we can change the note in the settings here. So just scroll with the scrolling with the encoder here, you can change the note. You can also transpose the polyphonic steps here, but it gives you no visual representation here. But you can see on the, let's mute that, you can see on the keyboard that the notes are shifting. So you can use this encoder to transpose your chords. Now we have repetitions for both the notes and triggers. So quite intuitively, if you add repetitions to notes, we get a repeat of that note when it's triggered. And we can add repetitions to triggers, which of course means that when it reaches this trigger that is repeated, it will advance the note sequence by the repetitions. So you go quite crazy here, 50. Okay, and of course we can use the accumulator in here. We'll just set that to our repetition steps here and see what happens. It's a little bit much. And of course we can use a lot of the features that you have available in the Oxi with this mode as well. So we can basically set, let's set this one to flow. So that is assigned to flow, and we'll also set this one, the whole note trigger here, to flow. So now when I hold this, you can see they light up green. So you know that these are only triggered when flow is active. So let's listen. And of course we can use random form here. We can add, let's say, octaves or note variation. But we do not have a random generator, and you don't get the Euclidean generator here, which would actually be really nice with the triggers. I'm hoping they will add this functionality so you could generate the Euclidean pattern for the trigger sequence. But we can make this trigger sequence longer. We can set the end by holding end and setting it here. We'll actually add a few more notes as well, like this, and then some triggers here for a more changing pattern. So 64 steps maximum. So this example isn't super musical, but kind of shows you the way that this works. Okay, we'll move on to Saga. So we'll just select Saga here, and we get the same settings here. Let's set this voice to mono for this one. Now I think Oxi called the Saga something, a free-flowing stage thingy sequencer. So basically what it means is that you have 96 steps here, and each step can have a different length. So you can have a step that's length is from 1 to 100 steps, or fractions of a step. Now the keyboard is the same as in Domino, and you can add notes in the same way. So we can hold the pad here, add a note, and then let's add another one here, and here, and here, and one more here. So what you notice is that we got these, I think they call them pink, but they look more like white. These are very dim for some reason. I can barely see them. You get these pink ones are active stages, and these red ones are inactive stages, so they don't make a sound. So let's listen to this one. So this is just like a basic straight up 16-note sequence here. Now we can go into our stage settings and set our duration. We'll set this to three step duration and a gate of 99. And you'll notice that the sequencer hangs here for 3 steps before moving on. Now on the screen you can see your overall track duration in steps. So this is 14 steps. Now let's say I want to make this 16 steps. I can basically add a bit of duration here. Now we have 15. And let's make this last one into 1/3 step, and then add an inactive one here. You can add an inactive one by tapping here and then tapping again to make it inactive. And then we'll add a 3/4 actually. We'll add a 1 and one more. Make this 2/3. So now we should have 16 step pattern. Actually turn on the 4-on-the-4 kick drum to get to have a reference for a timing, and it should line up with the kick drum. Like that. So especially with the very long steps and the fractions of steps, you get quite a lot of freedom for constructing your pattern. Now to remove stages, we can hold stage here and hold shift and press the left arrow, and it will delete the one that is held. So now we get this. And it's 15 steps. We can of course go in and add one more step to one more track to get it back up to 16. Now we can also use a lot of the same features as in Domino and many of the other sequencer modes. So we have like random note range here. We can add a bit of random notes to this one. That's not terribly musical. Turn that down a little bit. And we can of course add repetitions to these steps and change the settings for repetitions. Like this, and of course our basic accumulator here. Set this to repetitions and mode to pendulum. Let's try this. And of course the random perform features work. Random generator, once again, not available. Generator, not available. And yep, a lot of the same features. Of course, flow can be used here. Apparently it doesn't work like this. If you press this, it doesn't change the trigger. We can set the flow here like this, and it should work. Nothing terribly complicated about this one. It's simply a different way of sequencing on the grid. It's you get a little bit more freedom with your timing, but you have to kind of make sure that you're constructing your pattern so that it fits your musical ideas. Now, in conclusion, I don't think either of these new modes are very complicated or hard to use. It's more about a different sort of mindset to how you construct your patterns and what you actually do with them and how to make music with these. I really like Domino. Saga is still a little bit needs a bit more time, I think, but Domino is becoming a favorite of mine for some really interesting evolving patterns. So I think that's it for this video, and if you're still watching, thank you very much for sticking around. I hope you'll like and or subscribe, and I will see you again soon.